Put your palms up in praise. Hey,
Palms up, prayer hands,
palms up, praising the Lord, carrying. That's right, lifting
carrying
the
that cross.
child of the '90s right here. Like
Come on.
what?
Yes,
That's
Lord.
right.
Yes, Lord. I was going to ask, could you do and ladies and gentlemen, this is how we usually start. We just hit record, and then we're already talking about something completely different. We're
Can't
going.
help
We're going
ourselves.
hard. Ladies and gentlemen, we got an awesome show for you today. We're going to reveal and unleash onto the church and to the interweb stations 10 and 11 and 12 of the Christ is Passing By 2021 Lenten series. So if that's what you've come for, you've arrived at the right place. Unless you've come for other reasons on this Palm Sunday, hope you've gotten your palms and you're waving them around and
that's right.
And all that. Father Pat, how was it? What is the best use of palms that you've seen besides actually just using them?
Man, I used to see these crazy configurations. Like, you ever watch the Holy Father, the palms that he gets to carry? He's like,
yo, what's up with that? Those are
he's
real.
Carrying a sculpture. Who are these people? And do they major in palm weaving or something? Because it's insane. There's an order of nuns that since the Middle Ages, they've been safeguarding the secrets of weaving palms into these replicas of the Empire State Building. Man, he's carrying a 6 foot long
legit palms.
I saw these things up close and personal at St. Patrick's Cathedral back in the day. And I never knew the artist. I never knew who made them. Never been able to pull off the rinky dinky little cross, just the crucifix, just the cross. I can't do that. I've tried. I'm no Boy Scout. No.
I still need to go to mass with my grandma in order for me to get the actual cross made. So
that's right. You're watching her, but it's not coming out the same way.
No, I was entitled. I never watched her. That's why.
She just makes it for you.
She did it.
She's like,
I'm 32 years old. No, it's seriously like that. I'm 32 years old, and she's like, dámelo. And she'll do it. To this day, my grandma will still make my palm branches crosses, folks. But anyway, enough about us. We're gonna get into it. We got beautiful guests here today. It's a man's podcast. It's a man's world today, and Father Pat just left for some reason. But anyway, here's the intro. Here we go.
We've got some fresh new young talent doing some things that I know you haven't heard before.
Let's bring the rush.
Why were you made? I was made to be happy. The way to be happy is to know truth and to love goodness. In other words, I am made for God.
Pero quiero lío en las dioses. Quiero que se salga afuera.
You are now listening to the Holy Ruckus Podcast.
Sí, señores y señoras. Hello. What's going on? Josh here in your ear. And I got to add my boy, Father Pat. What up? You left us for a second.
I know my fat fingers touched the wrong buttons.
It's all good, man. It's all gravy, baby.
The Lord gave me sausage fingers better with which to praise him.
There it is. Put that on a t-shirt, folks. Put that on a t-shirt. The Lord gave me fat fingers for which to praise you with, Lord. Palm Sunday is here. Holy Week has arrived. We're
palms up.
Palms up. We're ready, man. We're so ready. I was already celebrating yesterday.
Good. Sure. With the vigil.
Yes, man. Hit up
what used to mess.
So is Lent over, Father Pat? What's the real? Was Lent over? So can I have cheesecake and carrot cake and all the cakes? What is it? Is Lent over? And my sacrifices? Did the 40 days count? What do you got?
I was with some priest
somebody once
who told me that you couldn't do any more Lenten practices when it got to the Triduum starting on Holy Thursday. And I was like, what? When you do the math, it doesn't work out. Even if you're taking Sundays off, it's 40 days, but that's with the Triduum. So they were lying to me. They were lying.
And my old school Grammy Like this is how old this is. Like we would fast from everything on Good Friday. Like no radio. This is how, because we always would love listening to it. No radio, no TV, no nothing, no going outside. We were in the morning on Good Friday. So we're excited, man. We're excited.
We didn't talk in my household from like 9 to 3, and it was torture. I couldn't do it. I'm not a quiet person. I talk to myself. I sing by myself. Poor Bishop, he's got the soundtrack of like somebody else's life like surrounding him all the time. I sing dumb things. I sing when I'm bored. I sing what I'm doing, like just working on this email and it's boring me to tears, and that's how I keep myself company. It's weird, but don't everybody call the archdiocese at once. They already know these things for one thing.
For sure, and they still ordained.
Me.
They're like, we're gonna just make it work. We're just gonna make it work with this guy.
Right.
But no, we're really excited. We're really excited because now here we go in the final stretch of the stations, and here we are, man. And so we're gonna do stations 10, 11, 12, and knock that out. So, ladies and gentlemen, happy Holy Week. Hopefully, it's blessed, and you're going in on it.
Yeah.
What is like? I don't know. Like, okay, so these it could be long. The masses could be long, like usually, but like I don't know. Is there a line that you love saying when you're doing the Passion play up there?
I absolutely do, and I can tell who are my favorite lectors, usually based off of like who reads the Passion this way. So there's that. I think it's really the John telling of the Passion narrative. So really Good Friday liturgy, but when we get to like the quid est veritas, what is truth, between Pilate and Jesus, there's so many lectures I've heard over the years just kind of give it flat affect, just kind of like, what is truth? And I'm like,
you gotta build up that puppy.
That's right. I heard my girl, back at Blessed Sacrament for the first time, she leaned into it. She owned that she was every bit, with Pilate, bringing him alive. And she was like, what is truth? And she like put some scorn on it, and I was like, yeah, it was
steak on it.
It came like five degrees colder all of a sudden in the church. I was all about it. I was there in that praetorium, feeling it.
There we go.
Today the challenge for me today was like with Mark. I don't read Mark's very often. I guess we do it every 3 years, I suppose, but
right.
There's this Jesus part where his response to are you the king of the Jews, and he says, you say so. And there's like at least 3 ways of saying that, you say so, and you say so, and it's like I don't know which way to put it. Yeah, I played with it. I had some fun with it. I put some zhuzh on it, and I don't know if the people were with me, but I zhuzhed it up. I didn't sing it. I didn't, you say so. I didn't do none of that. They didn't want that, That's
now, did you have music? Did you have music or not?
Yeah, we sing. We brought the glory and the praise, not as like incredible. We could blow the roof off in previous years when the whole choir is singing, Jesus is our King. That'll make you feel like you've been to church, you went to church that day.
And we're bringing it to you still, guys. If you haven't been to church, this is not a replacement for the Holy Mass. Get your ass in church. Yep, I said it. There you go. Father Pat says it to you in a nicer way.
I do.
In a nicer way. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Let's bring on our first guest, my man Mike Corsini. I've known Mike for a little bit here, doing retreats together, praising together, but he is a true Renaissance man, a true man of the church. He's a layman. He used to discern with the CFRs for a little minute. Now he's got a whole bunch of kids and a beautiful wife, and he's killing it. Like when I say Renaissance man, brother, I'm saying, storybooks, art, painter.
Yeah.
What is it? He could do meditations. He can do musician. He can sing. He can play. I don't know if he can dance. Maybe that's the one thing he can't do. But
I guess we have to settle that today.
Let's bring in our guy. Mike
Steve
Corsini.
Corsini, dance for us, Mike. Dance.
I definitely can't dance. Trust me.
I followed the white guy trap. Darn.
See, no, it's not just a white guy thing. It's not just a white people thing. For sure,
Well, we bring it to another level of I can't dance, right? We get featured in Hitch for crying out loud. Please. The whole like
Albert, leave Albert Brenneman alone. Kevin James, he just work with this.
That's right. Just live right here. This is where you live. This is where you live. Right.
Pizza. Yeah. They got food there. I love it. But Mike, man, so blessed to have you with us. What's going on, brother? How are you? How has your Lent been going or not going? What's up?
It's been going great. It's beautiful having the 5 little ones in our house, and just trying to bring them along on the Lenten journey, and just trying to figure out creative ways in which we can do anything, like, for instance, Stations of the Cross, or just acts of sacrifice and penance, and bringing the little ones in on that. My wife and I we're still negotiating that and learning, how to do that, better and better. But it's really a joy to go through it with the kids,
Mike, do you do the crown of thorns thing? Do you do the toothpicks?
We do, actually. That's the center of our kitchen table. Yeah, they love it. So it kind of becomes a competition, who's getting the most sacrifices during the day. So.
I pulled out 17 thorns today.
That's right. No, for sure. And Mike, has there been any negotiations on whether or not you guys are going to be? So, are you for the Triduum? Do you guys usually knock that out? You go? Are you a Easter Saturday kind of guy, or do you? I mean, COVID times, things change, right? Are you doing virtual?
Yeah, well, we'll be there. We'll be there this time around. There's been years, when we've had sort of like baby after baby, and it was real difficult to get to the at least like the vigil, for instance. But we would try to get to all the rest. Yeah, and we will this year. We'll do the whole Triduum with the kids, definitely.
Dude, awesome. Yeah. I remember how brave people thought we were, me and my wife, when we decided to bring our 2 kids to Triduum and to Easter, Saturday night. And now, like, the idea to bring 5, it's not happening. I don't know. I'm down. I'm down to suffer like that. But I don't think my wife is. And so I'm just going to have to live with that. So other than that, speaking of suffering, this passion, right? We are invited into the suffering, right? Segue. Right? Offering this Passion Sunday for this mission that we've been doing, and asking a bunch of Catholic creatives from all over the U.S. to contribute to this, man. And so, what drew you to the experience? Why did you say yes, besides me just making you?
Well, when I said yes, I don't think I realized the time limit I had on this. I think when you contacted me, I think we had like a week and a half or something like that.
No.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I don't know. Timestamp. I have receipts. I don't know.
Well, I could be wrong.
I know. I think it might have been 2 weeks tops. But anyway, I decided to jump into it because, one, I haven't written any music in a little while, and also my wife's been asking me to get back to writing a little bit of music. And as soon as you shot me the invite, I said, I basically called my wife right away. I was like, which one should I do? Because I kind of feel like kind of attracted to all the ones you offered. And she was like, do number 10. I was like, okay. So nice. Jumped into that, and it was really actually a profound experience for me. So thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for being willing. Let's do it. So this is the 10th station. Why don't you intro it? Go ahead. I don't want to intro it for you.
So this song, I when I initially started thinking about it, I thought I would do something kind of a little theology of the body of it. However, it turned into being sort of a theology of the veil of Christ's clothing itself, and the mourning of all those who enter into that meditation, but also especially sort of presenting myself there at that moment, and trying to enter into the mourning of that. So anyway, give it a listen.
There we go. Here we are, folks.
When the veil was torn away, I heard a voice of morning rise, and the veil was proclaimed at the sound of its tearing. Even the sun, the lamp of all, became the darkness of the fall. Creation held its breath and turned away. The shame that was my own, the shame that was my own, the shame that was my own was worn for me. The veil torn from your side surrounds me, surrounds me. The bridegroom for the bride. Darkness fell on you that I may be in light.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Oh no, here we
That
go.
was no 2-week project, man.
It was quick, but
time, man. That was then the Holy Spirit put you in a time flipping vortex. We did some Doctor Who stuff, man.
Yeah, definitely.
That came out great, man.
Thanks.
Dude. So one of the things, Mike.
Thanks for the video. That was great. I wasn't expecting that. That was beautiful.
Yes. We wanted to. So this idea came from back when I was in college at Franciscan University. There was a bunch of musicians that came out with this idea to compose an original composition of something for the stations, and it was something really cool. And I wanted to give it a video platform to it. I wanted to use that as a way to do it. And so we found these young adults from a parish nearby locally that didn't have the outlet to be able to perform this because of COVID and everything else. And so I said, you know what, let's do it. And so they brought, costumes, everything, a heavy, rugged cross. Like this thing was not sanded down. It was legit. And, in 10-degree weather, I want to say. And they kept it going. They were really giving themselves totally to this. And it wouldn't have been whole much without also the music that just draws you in. And so, yeah, but it's so beautiful. And then the rest of, and then for all these songs, right, we do have to keep it to a 2-minute limit just because what we're allowed to show here, but then the rest of it goes up as well. So we're going to get this on SoundCloud as well for folks to listen to. But yeah, wanted that double component of the audio and the video. But Mike, man, I got thoughts, but I mean, what goes into it for you, brother? Yes, with the time crunch and everything, and with everything swirling around you with COVID, with kids and, projects, how did you find the heart to kind of put this one on?
Well, the very night that I got home after chatting with you about the project, I went to my library and I immediately go to St. Ephrem for practically everything. I don't know if you're familiar with. Yeah, look, you're shaking your head.
St. Ephrem the Deacon.
Yeah, St. Ephrem. I love his hymns, and I usually go towards the Eastern. His Eastern sensibility to help to kind of draw out imagery.
So cool.
And so, I love his Christmas hymns, but he has some beautiful. Just gut-wrenching meditations on the crucifixion and so I just started just praying with that, and just spent several really late nights just praying with that and just sitting with the guitar and so some of the images in the song are coming kind of directly out of St. Ephrem, but the sort of the personal aspect of it of seeing that Jesus is being unveiled really violently was a sort of like in a reversal was sort of also sort of clothing me, and clothing my nakedness, So I wanted to kind of get there with the song, and just in that act of knowing and realizing that Christ is clothing your nakedness and your shame. There's also this profound mourning in it that you realize the cost, So that I think that's what the main thrust of the song for me was right in there.
Absolutely, man. Pat, what do you got?
Well, you killed it. I mean, I'm biased enough that like I love this whole project. I save it for the day of to like give my honest reflections, and that was kind of more or less where I was. I mean, I did not know it was a 10-degree weather day. That makes me feel for your Jesus actor even more, Josh. But Jiminy Christmas, like, yeah, I'm picking up what you're laying down over like the idea of Jesus takes it off so you can put it on, like he takes off, all of his glory, all of his what he's owed. Today it was the second reading. It was like, my favorite from Second Philippians, though he was in the form of God, Jesus did not deem equality with God something to be grasped at. So he's deprived of all of that, all of what he's owed, and he takes onto himself like everything that belongs to us. So like he takes that off of us, and then like the father of the good, the father of the prodigal, he places on him the dignity and the glory that belongs to him, but he saves it for us sinners. So like, yeah, I'm with you on that. Got a lot of divesting left this Holy Week, to finish out Lent. Man, and we've been talking about how in the stations just before yours, we've kind of been easing into this place. I don't think that was anything planned other than the Holy Spirit's intention. Just because like with so many different artists and projects that they're not necessarily like chatting it up with one another, but we've eased into like just before yours comes Bernadette with the Parce Domine. So like, man, what a landing, and like what a place, what a place to go. So because like it gets really rough, right? This is the rough part of the Stations of the Cross where like it gets suddenly very, very violent. Not that like there's anything less violent about Jesus falling, but it doesn't come with the same kind of like active execution. And yeah, so thanks, Michael. Saint Ephraim the Deacon. That guy's legit.
No, he's awesome. Yeah, he's awesome. I constantly turn to him. Yeah,
for sure.
Look him up, people. If anybody's listening right now, that's your homework for Holy Week.
Saint Ephraim.
Ephraim the Deacon. Pray with that guy.
Yeah, let's go in some of these lines, man. Some of these lyrics, and now you could say like, "This is all mine. This is Mike Corsini," or I totally bit from Saint Ephraim. Okay, and that's totally fine. But the veil torn surrounds me. Is that more you just paraphrasing kind of there?
That's me. Yeah, that's me kind of having sort of a dialogue with Saint Ephraim on this. Yeah,
dude, that's sick. I love that. And then I love the line like, "The darkness fell on you, so I may see the light," or I may.
Yeah, so that it's darkness fell on you that I may be in light. Yeah, so that's again my reflection on Ephraim. Some of the theology of the veil, that's all throughout the song.
Right.
Is some of that some of those cues come from Ephraim. I didn't as far as I know, I didn't rip anything exactly right from him. But some of that theology of Christ, the true temple, and the temple veil being torn open, so that there's the revelation of the Son. Actually, a revelation of the image of the Father. Really,
true
in Christ.
True.
So some of the theology of the veil for me was kind of new. I hadn't really thought about that. Again, I was really thinking of going more into like a JP2 theology of the body kind of space with it, but it ended up, as I was writing and praying, it ended up becoming, well, what it was. It ended up becoming this meditation on the revelation of Christ.
Does that happen often? I think when you get down to write a song or try to compose something, like you go into it thinking one way, like you're going to go TOB, JP2, and then you end up going Eastern on us. Like,
young man.
Yeah. I mean, in the cases where a song just kind of comes to you, like if you're in the shower or in the car, that's a totally different situation. But if I sit down to write something, it's almost always the case that it changes. Even with painting, as I'm painting, I have an idea and then it just kind of morphs, into the form it's supposed to be by the end.
Dude,
that's a little bit of Ephraim that I was familiar before, not knowing we were going here tonight. Was really over and maybe this is fresh in my head because of some parish baptisms this afternoon, but he writes about the robe of glory being, the full on, just nakedness of us in baptism, that we are clothed then in the robe of Christ's glory without any other, anything to hide our human dignity and human form. That jives so well. That's now layering that in a way.
That sounds like Ephraim.
I didn't plan for that. That's kind of cool. That's kind of weird. Yeah.
Yeah, he has a really beautiful poetic sense, a way of writing is in his theology. It's just it's poetry. It's beautiful. Yeah.
There you go. I got to add that to my list, right? I was during Holy Week, I usually read a lot of Benedict, Pope Emeritus Benedict. And so now I'm like, all right, I just got to required reading for the week. So there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much. Again, we're thanking my man, Mike Corsini, for being with us and for bringing us this song for us to pray with during this Holy Week. Mike, anything you want to plug? Anything that where can we find you? What do we got? It was on there as well, but I'll post it in the description. But anything?
I'm doing a painting. I'm also a painter. I'm a fine artist. I mostly do sacred art. Doing a painting for Life-Giving Wounds, a ministry for adult children of divorce. It's going to be, I think, the first of its kind. It's a painting, a healing image for adult children of divorce. And then also I'm painting a missionary image of St. Joseph, which is life-size, which I'd love for you to check it out. You can see it on all my socials and on my website.
Cool. There we go.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Mike, thanks so much again, and we will see you soon.
You got it. Thanks, guys.
Peace, brother.
Thank you, Mike.
Take care, guys. All right.
All right.
All right, Patty. You ready for the next one?
I don't know how I can keep feasting on this. You know what I mean? When you have rich food.
Yeah, you should pay money.
I should be paying money. This should not be free for me. I'm very blessed. If you're feeling blessed, share your blessings, folks. Because I feel like, oh, you enjoy that cake, that cheesecake? I have a chocolate ganache for you as well. My prayer never felt so. Yeah, we're definitely in Lent.
Already having withdrawals. This in Holy. Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring on our next guest here, Nick and Alina. Here we go. Let's see.
Hey, what's up?
What up? Looking ready, camera ready. Let's go. Thanks for joining us.
Our pleasure. Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
absolutely. Thanks so
much. I'm Josh's co-host, Pat. Good to have you.
I just almost welcomed you to your. Normally, when I sit here, I'm welcoming people to my podcast.
I feel so welcome. Josh welcomes me. I'm just kidding. I just play it. No, you guys are the best, giving us part of your Sabbath rest to talk about how you gave us, shared your gifts, your talents for this awesome project.
Yeah, it was such a cool initial outreach that Josh did. We were on vacation in Florida, and Josh is like, "Hey, can I have this in the next 24 hours?" And we were like, "Well, we're in Florida." But yeah, we got back, and the day we got back late at night, and the very next day we basically wrote almost the entire song in that moment. Actually,
don't mess around.
It was the entire song. Yeah.
You hit that recording studio hard.
Pretty much.
That's how we do.
It helps a lot to live where your recording studio is. It's very convenient.
Right. Yeah.
Dude,
and this is what you've got in the background. You've got some awesome art going on.
So this is actually our podcasting studio, which is also our recording. It used to only be a recording studio, but then we had to jerry rig it to serve both purposes. So
okay. Dual purposing. So you got a little. Is this maximum Maximilian Kobe in the background?
No,
Like who?
Oh, man, come on.
that's JP2,
Sorry.
man.
Oh, now I see it. Okay, my bad.
I don't know if you're
It's a
familiar with
Polish
this
guy.
other
They're
one.
both Polish. Yeah, I work for that guy. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
he's pretty great. He's done a lot for me over the years, more than I can say.
Amen
And
to
then
that.
Mother Teresa. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Do it.
Can't
do
miss
it.
that
do it.
little girl.
And so, just for people that don't know, Nick and Alina, I met them through Mike Tenney, and he recommended them. So Mike Tenney is a friend of ours and a friend of the Holy Ruckus, and he's one of the founding members in terms of the blogging side of things. And when I was having, I don't know what I was having. I was probably having a breakdown of some kind. I was looking for things with tech or something, and he was like, "Why don't you hit up Nick?" And then we Facebook message, and then I look around, and I snoop around. I'm like, "What's everybody doing out here, man?" It's like I'm like that guy from Home Improvement, the neighbor that you never see on the other side. He's like freaking looking around, like, and it's so cool to see what everybody's doing in the church, and I love it. And it's funny, Nick, I may have given you more credit than you deserve because I was like, Nick, it's the guy who made the Hallow app because I always see you promoting it. And so I was like, no. The Hallow app or whatever. And
he did make another app.
We do have an app for Awaken Catholic.
There's an app for that too.
We'll fix that here in the later rounds here. But
that's so funny. Mike Tenney is actually staying at our house right now.
I think he's probably
what?
Yeah, he's here right now. He had to hop out for 5 p.m. mass Eastern time, but yeah.
Good
not
stuff.
Bad, not bad.
What's up? So yeah, he makes it out there to do a lot of your podcasts, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
How many shows do you guys have? So Awaken Catholic, can you kind of just pitch that real quick? What is Awaken Catholic for our folks that are watching this that will be listening to this going forward?
Yeah, totally. So originally we started it as an organization that would put on parish missions and like mini conferences. We launched at the beginning of 2020.
Not the best time.
We did one like huge 3 parish-wide parish mission in Indiana, and then the next week COVID hit. So in retooling everything, we had to become kind of more centric on the digital stuff like everybody.
Yeah.
And what ended up coming out of that is we're kind of now like the sexier EWTN. So we have 10
for that in my life.
Everybody wants that in their life. We have 10 total shows, but 8 of them are ongoingly in production, and we have a new episode come out every single day of the week except for Sunday.
Wow, that's a lot of work, guys. God bless you.
And then, I'm sure there's like a team of editors, or is it just like?
Yeah, so we have a team of 6 people, not including us. Yeah, it's a big operation.
But for a while, it was just us, and I was like,
that was the worst. Yeah.
There you go. And then wifey Alina, like, do you find yourself running your own podcast or doing the music recording? What is it that?
Yes, I do not like talking on podcasts. No, except for right now. But I am a songwriter, musician. That's my passion. So
yeah, and so we've been doing for a while now this whole Nick and Alina project, and we still are. But she's also now developing content as a solo artist under the name Arain.
It's not ready yet,
but it will. And it's going to be freaking amazing. The song she's writing for that is just ridiculous.
It's
Okay.
So if you want to follow her music project, Arain, on Instagram, it's at arain.music.
Dude, hit me up. So after this, we'll get all that, and then we'll put it in the description.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Thank you.
I'm just going to send it to you right now while we're talking.
Bet. There we go. I'm sure I'll get it.
Okay, wait. I don't know how old you guys are. I'm 33, and I don't understand bet. Like I've heard so many people say that.
How many bet like all over our like Facebook messages? He's like, bet what?
Well, first time I heard it, I was like, "Have we suddenly shifted towards the Midwest?" Because, like, if you're a Minnesotan, or like a Wisconsin, exactly. Oh yeah, you betcha, yeah, sure. Hey, oh yeah, and I thought like that's what happened. Is like, and I think they get used in the same way. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong there, Josh, but they basically
they absolutely do.
Yeah, right.
Count on it. Like, all right, bet. Like, that's great.
Yeah.
Money.
Oh yeah, you betcha. Sure. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I'm 32.
Yeah, but we all watched Fargo, so
Yeah, you know what though? I recently met someone who is actually from Fargo, and they didn't sound like that. So I don't know what the story is, but
so you got lied to. Either they're not from Fargo, or like if you feel gypped, you're like, say it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just give it to me one time. Give it to me. It's like nobody from like the other United States like says like, oh, you're from Maryland. Like hit me with that like Baltimore Baltimore O, or like that. Oh, you going to the O's game? Like, they never ask.
What's that? I don't have that.
Yeah.
I have an accent.
It's that in Bowie. Yeah. You got Bowie and Crofton. Yeah. You get that Maryland O.
You're nailing it, man.
Yeah. So Maryland, 25 minutes outside the DC line. And we always get crab cakes and football. We always get that Wedding Crashers line always associated with us. And you're coming at us from where? Toledo?
We're just south of Toledo. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Well, how about this? Let's get into it. Go ahead and introduce your jam here.
Break it down for us.
Yeah. So I mean, when you reached out, you gave me just a small handful of options, and immediately, what?
It was like the 9th hour. It was like we had to go.
It was doing nighttime.
So we ended up picking when I told Alina what the options were. Like, we both felt so magnetized to the exact same station, which was a huge affirmation in the spirits moving in us.
It was also intimidating. It's like, dude, this is the one where Jesus gets nailed to the cross. Like, can we do this?
And
Nick?
then actually dies. Yeah, like. So honestly, I feel like there was an element of it that I was just drawn to, like, the mystery of like what would come out of doing that. Like, just there's such a profound moment where we literally like pierce the flesh of God and nail him to a cross, and like it's just so huge. Like, words can't describe the epic nature of how terrible and amazing that moment was. And I kind of wanted I felt drawn personally, and then Alina ended up feeling the exact same way, to the power of that, but also the challenge of like creating an art piece that delivered a message that didn't just like recount the story, but to song, but like also kind of edified the person listening to it and like built something up in them, and for the positive. So yeah. So the 11th station, the song is called "Mine Again," and so we were listening or watching with the last guest you had. Like, do you want to go through the lyrics after we hear the song, or?
Yep.
All right, let's do it, baby.
All right, let's go. Here we go.
Y'all did that?
I got beef with you, Josh. You left out Alina's name on the written by.
Oh, we gotta load that up.
When did I get it? When did I get it? No, I don't know.
We'll fix it in post. When we type at a rain. But my gosh, 24 hours, and that's what you come up with?
Well, there's actually more to it. That was kind of a compressed version of the song for the live stream. But there's a second verse.
Through the whole thing. We got to give you less time. Next time we're giving you like.
Please don't do that. I think there was one point where you didn't sleep for a little while there.
Oh yeah, because we were on vacation when it was due. So
that's how we roll.
No, It was incredible. So I don't know about you, and I don't know how you feel about this. When I was listening to it the first time, and I've been saying this for every time I get the music from folks, I like sit with it in the dark for like three listens, and then I was like, I don't know why, but it was well, one, it was incredible, and I was fighting back.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude. Like, yeah. I wonder what would happen if I gave you more time. Like, yeah. I don't know. I got like Chester Bennington vibes. I don't know if that means anything to you.
I don't know who that is. I'm sorry.
What, Linkin Park?
Oh, did you say Chester Bennington?
Chester Bennington, yeah.
I thought you said like Justin Burrington or something. Yeah, Chester Bennington. Dude, Linkin Park is one of my favorite bands growing up.
Dude, like, I'd have to listen to it again, but I think you're onto something there.
Yeah, like just the way, like your delivery and everything. I was like, oh my gosh, I got that whole vibe. So, or like,
thank you.
Nick has goosebumps. You guys, you gave him goosebumps.
Well, what's funny is I was actually very specifically channeling Linkin Park for that big ending. Like the big Meteora soundscapes, you know?
Yes, I love that album. Oh,
oh my god,
dude, absolutely. I definitely got those vibes, and yeah, Meteora is an incredible album. All right, yeah. What do you got, Pat? I'm there already, but go ahead, Pat.
I come with the fresh ears. So Josh gets the 3 or 4 listens in the dark, with now I'm seeing like Josh with like a single candle, like just vibing, he's burning that incense stick, like he's just doing his own thing, right? No, I'm coming at it with the fresh virgin ears. It's my first take. It's my first, time praying with y'all, and I'm just there's almost a lack of expression. It's hard to say just how we're at this place now. We've been doing 3 episodes in, and we're in the home stretch of the stations. And when I do the stations, in person, coming around the corner, like this is like, this is the tough part. Like you guys said, that the Spirit moved you to one of the toughest of all, number 11, just so turning so violent. God's been bringing us to this place to like, I think just kind of mesh it all together. And so, yeah, man, I'm at a paucity of expression, which don't happen to me that often with the gift of the Irish gab, don't you know? But I definitely vibe with what you're. And now I gotta beg Josh to give me the time, give me the time and space to like break it all down. Hear the whole track.
Man. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, I wanted to ask, like. So where are you in like when this is all happening and his wheels are turning, like how do you come in with the veto power probably of saying like, nah, this isn't it? Or I mean, were there different renditions of this and different keys? Like what was that process like for you both?
Let's see the process. So I like to start with chords. Like if the chords don't inspire me, then like forget it. So he gets out his electric guitar. We call it Baby Blue. And like, I'll be like, all right, I'm hearing this chord. And then he'll play it and I'll be like, yeah, that's perfect. And then he'll like do another riff or something. And I'll be like, yes, that's good. And then he'll not do the right chord. And I'll be like, no, that's wrong. The song is telling me, because the songs write themselves, it's like the Holy Spirit is just moving the song in this direction. It's like you have no control over it. And so really that's how it started, was us riffing on his electric guitar. And then the lyrics, like right away, I was like, I lay me down on this tree of love. Like that was the very first line. And for some reason, I don't know why, it just like happened.
Yeah. And I think that what ended up being super magical about that moment was the whole direction of the song became super clear, where it was like a real reflection and meditation on the voluntary nature of Christ's sacrifice. Because again, like he is God. And so kind of like how he's taunted when he's up on the cross, like if you're the Son of God, bring yourself down from there. And it wasn't just the crucifixion, like the scourging, like everything that he went through, he chose to go through because he could easily he doesn't even have to snap his fingers. He could just vanish out of that moment, And so it's the voluntary nature of that sacrifice where it's like, he is choosing to do this. And then the question that follows from that is why? And it's because he loves us. And so like, babe, do you want to talk about the lyrics in the chorus?
Yeah. So the chorus, like I wanted to tell people like, this isn't about feeling guilty for putting Jesus on the cross. This is a love story. So I wanted it to be like, okay, you are all the nail there had to be. Like, it doesn't have to be, I don't know how to
like, if one of the nails failed, he would keep himself up there.
Like, even if there were no physical nails, we are the nails.
On that one. The lyric was, "You're all that keeps me on this tree," right? Something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that line because it captures what you're saying. That's anything else. It's the voluntary nature of like, I'm submitting completely to this, and that's what's holding me up. It's not my weight. It's not the nails. It's you. Like, I'm doing this for you, and that was definitely there.
And then even on your darkest days, I see you now through time and space. So something that just like, I'm a convert, so God is outside of time and space. Like that, when I was converting, just like I'd never thought about that when I was Protestant, and clearly it's still truth whether you're Catholic or Protestant. But when I was converting, that was just like really powerful because the Mass, is outside of time and space, and his sacrifice is present there. And like,
dang, girl,
he was seeing me in that moment, like in his godness, and it's like, dude, this is insane. So yeah,
babe.
Kill it. But even in our darkest days, like when we have depression or like when we aren't choosing him, it doesn't matter. Like, he's still.
Well, it matters, but.
Well, yeah, it does matter, but it doesn't stop him from like, okay, I'm getting down now. Bye.
Were you introduced to Christianity prior to? Were you a convert from another denomination or?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes, I was born and raised anti-Catholic.
Okay.
So, and then Christopher West, Theology of the Body,
changed it up,
changed my life. So,
by the grace of God, it's so cool. And this is also like, this is why I love, like, so I teach at a Catholic high school, and predominantly most of them aren't even Catholic. A lot of the kids, and so it's inner city, rough and tough. My children, my students, and I taught with Mike, like Mike Tenney. And
you're at what is it, Piatti? Pilati.
No one knows about my man, St. Vincent Pilati. Yes. Yes. But it was so cool because we get to talk about the cross and having Christ fixed on the cross. And in so many other denominations, that's lost, and it's very clean and polished, which, yes, he is resurrected, and we're getting there, right? We're going to live that reality. But what keeps me like grounded in Catholic, and I can identify with the passion. Absolutely. I can identify with being embarrassed and being, shamed, or having the clothes stripped and being undignified. Like the fact that your song is able to take me to that place, and those words, the time and space, that this is not just a one-time moment, but it's one that has ramifications, like echoes in eternity forever. Like, you hit that. That's all the Lord going through you guys. So
praise God.
Yeah, man.
So
so that's half the song.
Yeah, I know. And as a musician, like, when my wife told me, like, no, it's got to be cut, I was like,
yeah.
Like,
well, the other funny thing about the other half of the song is, like, the original draft that I sent you, I told you in that message, like, this is not final. Yep. We don't like this ending. And what ended up happening is, like, the ending was an alternate version of the chorus.
You're about to
hi, Augustine.
Be introduced to our son here.
Let's go.
Hi.
I love the family.
That's Augustine.
Right.
So anyways, the finale of the song before did not feel like it does now. It was like this huge drum heavy, and like, just there was a whole nother version of the lyrics for that part, and it just, nothing about it felt right. And so the night before, you told me, like, we have to have it by this date or else we won't be able to publish it. Like, we'd gotten that far. We had gotten that far, unhappy with any endings that we attempted. And then this thing happened that night where I was like, hold on a second. Like, it just really, I think in retrospect, the Spirit, like, flooded my heart with this awareness that this moment where we're depicting at the end of this song the actual death of Christ, like, there are not words that you need in that moment. You don't need to, like, drums are used so readily to, like, add intensity and, like, add a lot of dynamic and stuff. And I got flooded with this inspiration to just totally pull it back.
Yeah.
And I was like, Alina, get your violin. We're going to end this song with just a violin solo. And you're just going to play whatever the Spirit leads you to play to end the song, like inspired by that notion of Christ's death. And she did such an extraordinary job. And then we ended up finding as that evolved that, like, you know, there was a big thing to be done in that moment to like express the death of God. But the death of the God man, but it wasn't supposed to be like your rock and drumming and like the, you know, huge singing and tons of lyrics and me singing 2 octaves above what I should be. Like, it was not that. And it just became this profound, like, dude, if you were there witnessing it, there would have been so much chaos. Like, even in the Passion of the Christ, when you watch it, like leading up to the actual moment of death, like everything is so intense. People are yelling. And then the moment that he actually dies, stuff goes totally silent and still. And then it just goes berserk. And just, that's kind of what ended up coming out of it organically, literally the night that I sent it to you. So,
wow.
The stuff that you don't know when you're like listening to the track, like you don't know what goes into this. It's like,
yeah.
But oh my gosh, so that's why this is a valuable conversation, and not to worry. So when this goes out tonight, the full version will be just edited in there, and you won't notice. So awesome. You'll notice. but yes. So oh my gosh, yeah.
And the video was
spot
on.
Love
like
that.
I was getting emotional watching it. I'm like, dude,
yeah.
We were so mean to him.
And I was so curious too, like if it would be obvious what the sound effect was meant to sound like a hammer hitting in the interlude.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to that moment and your dude hits the hammer and I was like, yes, they got it.
Yes. No.
Our boy Josh and our girl Emily. I can't say enough about like the worship aids that, you know, are gonna mess with my heart this Holy Week. It was already going to be like a crazy beautiful Holy Week because last year was so tough. Like, you know, we just didn't have people to pray these liturgies together. But now I don't know that my life is ever going to quite feel the same with like the idea of I was enough to hold them up there. You know, like that lyric, man. That lyric's gonna mess with me.
Yay! My goal is to always make people cry.
Mess with me? You're gonna mess with me? It's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be. It was already gonna be like that. You did. Oh man, thank you so much.
Beautiful, and it was great. So, I guess going forward. So, what's next for you guys? How are you guys gonna spend it? I wanted to just know, how's your Holy Week going to be spent as a family? Are you guys working? What are you guys doing? Just gonna be present? What do you got?
Yeah, Palm Sunday today as a family was beautiful. And I'm looking forward to the liturgies of Holy Week this week. We're trying to make it out to the Tenebrae at the cathedral. And you know, musically, it's been so hard, man. We've had a full-length album worth of songs ready to rock and roll, and they're partially produced. But because we started pouring into our nonprofit, Awaken Catholic, it's been like the music has gotten the back burner. And honestly, doing this project for you guys, it was like, man, we can't let that continue to happen. Like, we have this full-length album just waiting to be released. So I think as soon as we finish up her first EP under Arraign, then we're going to focus on getting the full-length album out.
Nice.
And we already have some other EPs and stuff that are on Spotify, but this full-length album is good. I mean, it's just like...
So is it under Arraign or is it under Nick and Alina on Spotify?
On Spotify right now, it's Nick and Alina. Eventually, Arraign will also be on Spotify.
There it is. All right, folks. Is there anything else? Anything else you want to pitch? The Awaken Catholic app. What do you want to pitch right now?
Oh, yeah, please. Check out the app. Check out Awaken Catholic, man. Cool. So many cool people, amazing people doing amazing things through Awaken, and the community on the app. The app is like a hub for all the content, but then it's also a social media alternative for people that don't want toxic crap in their life. So definitely check it out. It's in the App Store and Play Store, and we are on there, so you can interact with us as well as all the other show hosts here on Awaken Catholic, like Mike Tenney. And maybe Padre and Josh are going to join the app, and you can reach out to them there too.
Sweet, man. That's sweet. Less toxicity is always good, even though I like System of a Down. But anyway, all right, guys, thank you so much for being with us. And again, I am going to put that full version on there, of course. And by Augustine, do you call him Gus or just Rocket? Okay.
Gus.
Both, yeah.
Gussie boy.
I got my man Jojo here. My son Joseph is
Jojo and Gus. Man, that's a band. That's a band waiting to happen too.
All right. Anyway, guys, thank you so much, Nick and Alina. Have a blessed Holy Week, and we'll be in touch.
Peace.
Be well. God bless.
Dude.
What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do when this is done? Like, you know?
Like,
it's just not gonna feel as
No, this is beautiful.
Going. We'll just add on more stations.
Add on more stations. We'll add on that 15th station that you love so much.
Oh, right. Yeah. No, we're not doing the 15th. I'll make up other ones like, they prepared the spikenard. Like
there you go. And then just to close us out, I thought it'd be fitting and to lead us out. So we have our 12th station, and that'll be kind of our ending of how we're gonna lead it out, because I just love it so much. And it's just all violin. It's straight up. It's just Bach is just, it's just chill.
Yeah.
And I wanted to play that. But anything, Father Pat, as we go forward?
I was going to recommend that. I think I mentioned this Friday as well, that like we spend time with the Psalms to like complement this project, to pray with Jesus's voice in the Psalms, especially the Psalms of lamentation. But honestly, man, I think the stations are just kind of like, it's like this don't even need butter. I can't believe I'm saying this, but this bread don't need butter. You don't need to butter this bread. This bread is pretty good. This bread is really good. Just
Amazing. There you go, folks. The analogies just keep coming. You are rocking with the best, the Holy Ruckus podcast. Father Pat and I have been your hosts, and we're so excited to just enter into Holy Week. We got one more station, but then we'll see you back here on Wednesday for stations 13 and 14, folks. And then we'll bundle it all up nicely and together on video, as well as get it out on audio as well. And be on the lookout for Nick and Alina and their music and just everything else. So we talked to them, we talked to Mike Corsini, and now finally on this 12th station, we got a friend of the show, Patricia Winnick, who was just on the violins. So, Father Pat, this will close us out. Thanks so much, brother. And here it is.
Peace.